I feel like Vayne is a strong character, but she needs that little boost of attack power early on. Um, Now, since I got the early kills on Zillion, I was able to get my boots, but that's often the next item I get. I get boots, and then I get a vampiric scepter so that I can start stealing life back. Because people will notice that you're squishy and take you down. Unfortunately here we lost the tower to Gangplank, who was backdooring us. And my team kind of goes up to try and cut him off, but I don't think that's going to work out. Singed is going to cut him off, but loses him unfortunately, and there was nobody really there to deal the damage anyway, so chasing would have been a lost cause. It would have just led Singed into a bad position. You never really want to chase an enemy unless you're absolutely 100% sure you can kill him within the next minute or so, because his team will inevitably come out and just whoop you, so you don't really want to get into that position. We still have map control. We've pushed down the turrets so they don't have as far to retreat to, which is why they're being very cautious and trying to let the minions push up to their base. Nocturne's kind of hiding out in the jungles. We need to get wards going a little bit more. See, we have one in the bush here, which allows us to see if anybody goes into this bush. And we need to get a little bit more going on. Like, having one down here at Dragon would have been really nice. Having one at Baron. Baron is a very good buff. He's hard to kill, so you kind of need your team to show up for the most part, unless you get really late game and have one character who can just solo him. But for the most part, he's watched very often. There's a lot of warding that goes on around Baron. So there's another Nocturne ult. Makes me lose track of everything. Little fighting going on at top turret here. People are just trying to take down Alistar. Alistar's able to do massive damage to those turrets, and here I died. But looks like we've, for the most part, saved our turret. Heimer's still here, and he's taking care of it, so we're okay for now. Heimer's gonna be able to hold. He's a very good defensive character. He just throws down these turrets, and they become a serious problem for anybody who comes near. Unfortunately, they're picking off his turrets, but he'll be able to place more soon. As long as we got Heimer there, we're okay. So Singed went to start backdooring, and he took down 2 turrets in the time that all of that happened. I believe he let the minions kill it here. There it goes. Alright, so they've pushed up our lane here, so they've taken this, so that evens out for these two. They've taken this, which evens out for the middle. So we have a full lane of advantage, though. And we're still up 2 kills and a few dragons. So we do still have the advantage. You can see my score is 8-4 and 8 right now. That was in part due to the fact that I was solo lane and was able to gain experience faster. You share experience while in lane with somebody. Here I get owned. Yeah. That's painful for me. That's a really bad engagement. Sona shouldn't have run towards that tower, but fortunately she makes it out alive. As I was saying, my lead was partly due to the fact that I gained that early lead against Zillion, and it was partly due to the fact that I was solo lane and was just a higher level than players who were laning with a partner. When a minion dies, he offers up experience, but that's cut not in half exactly, but it's diminished for having another hero on your team near you. So as we continue on, you can see we're warding Baron. Nasus is getting blue buff. We're just kind of holding out. We want to play defensively. Even though we have the lead, if we push out, like, it's still anybody's game. They're down on items, but I believe their minion kills are just phenomenal here. So yeah, 153, 152. So these two are mining like, or not mining, sorry, they're farming creeps like crazy and getting lots of that last hit gold. Our team's not doing too bad. I'm actually one of the lower ones as well as Sona. I'm pretty bad at farming with Vayne. I need to work on that. And here I come in to kind of help fight, but I get ganked. They kind of had the same idea, they were going to come up and help the fight, but my team cleans up a couple kills down here. So it about evens out. But I'm starting to lose that edge that I gained early on because my deaths are starting to go up, so I need to start playing smart. And start getting defensive items would also be really good. As you can see, I just bought the Negatron cloak at that exact moment. And that will help build into the Banshee's Veil, because I'm noticing I'm getting stunned, or like Ryze's snare was the thing that really kept bothering me. I couldn't use my roll away because Ryze would snare me, and that just cuts all of my abilities down, and then I have to fight them 2v1 or whatever happens, right? So our Nasus kind of overcommitted there and got himself killed. Singed decided to warp up to the top to help defend that because the minions were pushing themselves. That's the thing, if you start losing the towers in your lane, you really gotta have map awareness. If you don't know where the minions are for the enemy team, they can sometimes just push right in and destroy your base without really noticing it. So back to what I was buying. So after I get the Vampiric Scepter, I try and get my Boots of Swiftness. It gives my Vayne a little bit more speed, which is a big part of what she does. She chases heroes down and kills them, right? Like, I could have caught Gangplank there, but in the time it would have taken me to kill him, it would have been really bad. So now they're focusing on Killu, which really helped me out, because if they don't focus me, I can rip them apart. And fortunately, Sona was able to use her group stun to hold them all there, so I just ripped them apart. And then the team came in to really clean up there, so we all got together. And that's the kind of thing you want to wait for late game, especially. You want to engage at your turrets with your team kind of able to jump in without much in the way of resistance, because if your team gets split apart, you have some really bad problems. So Heimer's taking a couple turret shots, unfortunately. Since Singed threw Ryze, we were able to pick him off, and we're gonna break down this middle. So we've just got very solid team fighting here, and Ryze shouldn't have come up. He should have just let that tower go, because if you run up to save a tower, you're just going to end up dying, and then you can't get your team together. It's a much better strategy to just let a tower die, because it's going to go down regardless. Here I get stupid and chased him, and now I'm going to die. That was really dumb on my part. I should have stayed with the team, just attack the tower. Our Sona dies, but we also kill one of them. Nasus is a champ, but unfortunately I think he's going to go down to Nocturne. This Nocturne in this game he has a very solid build. Like, these items are just really powerful. He's attacking really fast and doing a lot of damage, and he's also stealing life back, so you know, the more he hits you, the more you get hurt and he gets his life back. I try and go for a similar kind of deal, but I focus less on getting health back. So anyway, after my Boots of Swiftness, I get the Stark's Fervor, or rather pieces of it. I tend to go for attack speed. I'll get the bow that builds into this item. So if I select, where is it, attack, lifesteal, Stark's Fervor, I'll get this because it gives me 40% more attack speed, and I find it just helps me get the minion kills. Madrid's Blood Razor also provides that same item, so what I'll get is the lifesteal portion of this, which is right here, build into that. Then I'll get the recurve bow so that I can start building the Stark's Fervor. But often I find I'll just get 2 of these and skip going directly into Stark's Fervor because I've already got Lifesteal. I don't really need this at the moment. And I'll build straight into the Madred's Bloodraiser because this item helps me farm minions. It has a chance to do 500 bonus magic damage to minions, which will essentially just kill the minion in one shot. And if I get the attack speed, that chance just happens a lot more often, so I last hit minions a lot more, and it's frankly, the Madred's Bloodraiser is just a more useful item. Once you build the Madred's Bloodraiser, you wind up getting 4% of their maximum damage every time you hit them will be taken, or sorry, maximum health will be taken off of their life every time you hit them. So what this does is, with a character like mine who does attack speed, you can hit them and constantly knock off chunks of their health. And no matter how much health they get, it's percentage based, so they can't really defend against it. I also have a ability. It's kind of passive, but you have to level it up, so not really. And what that does, that was a really nice gank on their part. We got pulled out of position. They killed our Sona pretty quick. And our Singe is about... Oh, did he make it away? That is unbelievable. I can't believe he made it out of that. I don't remember that. And our Heimer just chilling. Like, whatever. You chase me, you can get killed. So yeah, apparently I killed somebody. Didn't know that. Killed somebody else. That's the beauty of Vayne. If you come in after the battle where people are close to dying, you can rip them apart. Like, that was kind of my mistake there. I shouldn't have... I try and cut him off, but wrong. I shouldn't have pushed him away like that with my E. But yes, so anyway, back to Silver Bolts. It also does true damage, so it ignores any kind of armor. And once you get up to the max level, it does 8% of the maximum damage every third shot. Or 8% of their maximum health, sorry. So if I can hit them 3 times with that move, 8% of their life comes off. Plus I've taken off 4% for each shot from the Madred's Bloodraiser. So that's another 12. So I'm taking off, in 3 shots I've taken off 20% of their life. On top of any additional damage that the actual shot does. And there I killed Alistair, but he came back. Again, I got over cocky and dove. This is a problem I'm kind of working on with Vayne, where I'm like, I can kill him, and I'll dive and just get myself killed. I really should have stayed with our tank, because he could have kept Nocturne off of me. And we basically just gave them 3 of our team members. So here I'm kind of saying, Heimer, you need to go back, but he's warding Baron just to make sure, because often what a team will do is, when they get a lead like that, because they know that the other team doesn't have enough to fight them full on, they'll go take this Baron buff, which is like 2 or 3 dragons worth of gold. Like, it's really useful, and it gives you a really solid buff that just really helps. So Heimer killed Alistair, but Zillion's ult managed to bring him back. That's... grr. Now I've got my Banshee's Veil though, so that's gonna help me. Banshee's Veil is crucial to me. I really should have started working on that. I got this little thing here that gives me more attack speed, but really I don't need that item. I've got enough right now. Heimerdinger is just hitting like a truck. He's got magic up the wazoo, so he's really doing ridiculous amounts of damage. So it's nice to have him doing as much, because he could hold that tower without too much trouble. And really that's saved us. That was